Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So today we're going to be doing chapter 4, verse 13. And here Bhagwan Sri Krishna talks about this caste system, which everyone is like, in the West at least, is like so much like, what is all this caste system about? Like, okay, so I'm going to go through the verse right now, and then I want to share afterwards this insight that I've had about goal setting. I've spoken about it in the previous videos, very brief. I mean, I've spoken about the concept, but I'll explain it in the insight that I got this morning was about goal setting, using that as a context and using that as that learning that I'd had earlier as a foundation to deepen the learning into goal setting. Ooh, okay. So yeah, so Bhagwan Sri Krishna in this verse talks about the caste system. And so every time I mean, not every time, but many times when I talk to Americans, they will ask me about the caste system, and they will kind of ask me in a judgmental way, what is the caste system and why do you have it, and what, like, there's just so much that is not known about the caste system. And what I'm by no means an expert at it. I'm also very, very new at figuring it out. But I'm also realizing that the way, I mean, it has been really the big thing that has happened is that the caste system in India right now has been assigned to people based on birth. Like, if you're born in this caste, then you are that caste. Like, you're just but that's not what the Shastras have. And the Shastras, when I say Shastras, I mean the scriptures. What they have is the caste system is based on your work, the work that you choose to do, the work that you want to do, the work that you end up doing. So that is and then these three modes of material nature also he talks about, and that also I've been kind of like learning about it, learning how to categorize, that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's go through the verse and I will talk about this, and then I'll talk about the goal setting. Okay. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashah tasya kartaramapi mam vidya kartaramavyayam. Okay. The translation is, according to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me, and although I'm the creator of the system, you should know that I'm the non-doer, being unchangeable. So there are a few aspects to this. One is that he's talking about the three modes of material nature. This is the baseline, and there are four caste systems, four divisions created by me. I have created this system, and I have created the system, but I am out of the system myself, because I am not one of these castes or one of these whatever, because I am I'm God. Okay, so let's go through the word by word. Chaturvarnyam, the four divisions of human society. Chatur means four, not four, but four. Maya, by me. Srishtam, created. Srishti, it's kind of like creation, So these words are very Hindi related, but yeah, if I read them, I don't understand like at all. But when I go into word by word, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Srishti means creation. Guna, quality, karma, work, vibhagasa, in terms of division. So basically based on the gunas, which is the three modes of material nature, these have been divided into four divisions. Tasya kartaram api mam, tasya, of that, the father, although mam, I am, although I am the father of that, although I'm the creator of that, the system. Vidya kartaram avyayam. You may know vidhi akartaram as the non-doer, unchangeable. I am the non-doer. You should know, not you may know. You should know I am the non-doer. I am the unchangeable in this. Okay, so here let me explain what I know of this so far, which is very, very little. So I've been looking at the three modes of material nature, the three gunas. The three gunas are the mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, which is sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. So the mode of goodness is when you are focused on something, doing something good, like you're more peaceful and calm. Mode of passion is when you're like all over the place, exploring things, making things happen. I'm really doing a butchering job of explaining this. I apologize. And then mode of ignorance is when you've just shut down, like you're not doing anything. You're just sleeping. You're in darkness. You're living in a mess. You're living in a total mess. So. For example, the house can be like that. The house can be in mode of ignorance if it's all very messy, and mode of goodness if it's like spotlessly clean, and mode of passion if I don't know what mode of passion would be in a house like that. But yes, you can have a house in mode of ignorance like that. And so these modes have created based on these modes, I have created these 4 systems. Now the 4 systems are the Brahman, which is the mode of goodness, which is the enlightened people, not just the enlightened, the people who are following the path towards enlightenment, who are working towards that, who are studying, who are learning, that kind of stuff. So people are in Brahman not because they're born in Brahman. In India right now, people are Brahmins because they're born Brahmins, but people are Brahmins if you're Krishna conscious, for example, if you're following, if you're chanting, if you're doing all of that, then you are a Brahmin. Then everybody is a Brahmin, if who is doing this. It's not about the birth. And so the reason I am more believing into this and not just saying, yeah, this is you trying to cover this up and you're just trying to pretend, but the Prabhupada's guru, Bhakti Siddhant Thakur or something like that, he had gone around the entire country trying to change the mindset of the people and allowing the Shudras, so which is the lowest caste, people into the temples and all of that, people who were born into the Shudra caste, into the temple, saying that these guys are Brahmins. So there was a lot of backlash against him. This is Prabhupada's guru. So there was a lot of backlash against him because he was doing that, because the Brahmins, the people who were born in the Brahman, I'm going to distinguish between the two, right? People who are born into the Brahmins versus actual Brahmins who are Brahmins because they're studying and they're studying the scriptures and they're in the Krishna consciousness world, or they're enlightened or working towards enlightenment. So people who were born into the Brahman system really hated that people who were born into the Shudra system were allowed in the temples and were allowed to study and were allowed to do all of that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of backlash against him. So this is not just words. This is not just trying to cover up the caste system and trying to say, this is how. No, this is actually how Prabhupada's guru worked towards, spoke about it. So, not spoke about it, but worked towards. Yeah, he put a lot of his energy, his emotion, his attention, his focus into making this understood and making this the norm. So in the ISKCON world, this is the norm. Anybody who is second initiated is called a Brahmin. You go through an initiation process, a first initiation process, and then a second initiation process. There's a whole thing for it. And once you go through the second initiation, once you have been, then you become a Brahmin. So it's got nothing to do with the caste, what you're born into. So the Brahman is the highest, and then the Kshatriyas are the ones who were, so this is the olden age, right? Nowadays the job systems are totally different, but in the olden age, so the Kshatriyas were the ones who were the people who were like the kings and the soldiers and all of that kind of stuff, and that's considered mode of passion. And then there were the Vaishyas, who were the people who were the business owners and agricultural farmers and things like that. Those were mixed mode of passion and ignorance. So, and then the Shudras were the mode of ignorance, and they were the ones who were the laborers that would do the labor work, kind of. Okay, so that's it for, so let me see if I remember anything from the commentaries. Yeah, so he talks about varnashram, which is one specific thing. Yeah, so here Prabhupada talks about it, and I've started reading Prabhupada commentaries, which is amazing, right? That's a big change that has happened over the last week or 2 weeks or something, when I decided that I'm going to put those boulders aside, where I was like, I'm not trusting, I'm not understanding, I'm not liking, because I'm feeling that women are being cut down. But like, I was like, okay, I'm going to trust that that's not happening. I'm going to trust that I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to put those things aside, and I'm just going to go for it and trust, um, and then see where it takes me, and see if those blocks don't get cleared away. If they don't get cleared away, then sure, I will not. But I mean, I'm enjoying reading Prabhupada's commentaries right now. It's just so good. Okay. So he speaks about the same thing. He speaks that it is not by birth, but by work. I'm trying to see where he writes that. A person in Krishna consciousness is above even the Brahmanas. Okay, the Brahmins are by quality are supposed to know about Brahman, the supreme absolute truth. Most of them approach the impersonal Brahman manifestation of Krishna, but a man who transcends limited knowledge of a Brahman and reaches the knowledge of Sri Krishna becomes a person in Krishna consciousness, or a Vaishnava. Yeah, so that's not a Vaishya, that's the third category. This is a Vaishnava. And Vaishnava is someone who understands Krishna. Okay. Yeah, and then he's saying again, yeah, that's created by me but not me. And then Swami Mukundanand, the four categories of occupations were created by me according to people's qualities and activities. Although I am the creator of the system, know me to be the non-doer and eternal. Yeah, same thing. And then here, yeah, his example is, even though God is the creator, he's a non-doer. So this is similar to the rain. Just as rainwater falls equally on the forest, some seeds become huge banyan trees, and some seeds become beautiful flowers, some become thorns. So this is how, like, God is going to be, God showers his love on everyone, and then different people become different things based on the mode they're in, whether they're in mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. And this works in different fields, right? Like, it's not just like, yes, I am in the mode of ignorance and that's it. Like, that's not how it works. Some days you'll be in different modes, some days you'll be in mode of passion, some things will help you. So, and then to go from mode of ignorance to mode of goodness, there is a path you follow. You get yourself into a mode of passion, and then you get yourself into a mode of ignorance. That's the natural progression. It's difficult to go straight from ignorance to goodness. Okay, yeah. Okay, so goal setting is what I wanted to talk about. So goal setting, the ultimate goal for me in the spiritual growth is Krishna Prem, basically. Loving Krishna, having love for Krishna, because Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, and all of us souls are the enjoyed. Like, Krishna enjoys us, and this I learned yesterday. I listened to Radhanath Maharaj, and yeah, he stretched me. I was like, the ego came. I was like, can I not enjoy anything in life? Like, but it's the hand analogy, which I've probably said a million times on these videos. It's like, when if the hand is being nourished by the body, the hand is being provided nutrients and oxygen by the body, and if the hand decides to sever itself from the body, it's going to languish and die. But right now the hand is very healthy. So the hand is healthy and happy because it is serving the body. It is doing everything that the body is asking it to do. It is not doing anything on its own. So we human beings have been provided with the free will to be able to sever ourselves from God, but we're not happy when we do that. We're happy and nourished and like only when we do serve God. So yes, I mean, this ego of ours that's saying that I want to enjoy stuff. I'm still working through this. This is the first time I read it yesterday, and I heard it yesterday, and it really stretched me. I was like, but I because of this hand analogy that I've been speaking about for a while, it's been a little bit, at least there's a glimpse of understanding. It feels like there's a glimpse of understanding of what that means. So I'm going to have to listen to probably so much more before I understand that. But yes, Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, and all of us are the enjoyed. So the goal is to attain love for Krishna, because when we love Krishna completely, when we surrender to Krishna and we love Krishna with our entire hearts and soul, then we are the happiest. Then nothing can beat the kind of happiness and joy that we feel from serving him and from doing whatever we can to make him happy. So that is the ultimate goal, and that is so far away from me right now, because I would have to be willing to give up everything and totally surrender. I have to be willing to give up all of my material, everything, all the money, all the whatever, everything, just surrender, go live in the jungle. And like, I have to be willing. I don't have to do that, but I have to be willing to do that. Nothing else should matter more than that. Like, anything else that I have should be to serve that purpose. If I am living in a comfortable home, it should be because I want to be able to love Krishna. If I'm like, whatever serves me the best to love Krishna is the thing. So if that means leaving everything and living in the jungle, then so be it. Like, that is the ultimate goal, Krishna Prem. That is very, very, very far away from me right now. But the goal that I liked, and that is very, very accessible for me, accessible in the sense like it's stretching, crazy stretching, and it's difficult, but accessible as in possible without me having to give up stuff that I'm not able to. Like, the only thing I would have to give up is ego, and that is to love unconditionally. That is to look at every human being with absolute love, no matter what they do to me, or no matter what they say, no matter how hurt I feel in that moment, to understand that that's coming from. And all of this stuff has been there in personal growth, and I have learned it, and I do get to that. Like, this is not new for me, but there is an element of newness, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's gone deeper than what I'd learned in the personal growth. That yes, everybody has their fears, and everybody is coming from their fears, and whatever is happening, whatever they're doing, they're coming from a place of fear. So if we understand that, and if we understand this is where they are right now, and that's okay. I mean, this is, and I am in a million things, and I've worked through a million things in my life, and I'm continuing to work through a million things in my life, fears and traumas and all of that kind of stuff. And this is just, it's a continuous human process to evolve through them. So to understand that, and then to be able to have love for the person, because yes, I understand that the person is there. So that is there. And it's been deepened in the last few weeks. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like the deepening, I think, is about serving people, about the in the personal growth, or so far it's been like, okay, if somebody hurts me, or if I'm hurt, then I withdraw from the situation. And now, and I love them, but I withdraw from the situation. And now it's like I'm actually willing to do things for the person. Yes, I'm withdrawing, but I want to get to a place where I don't need to withdraw. Maybe that's the deepening, that I want to get to a place where I don't need to even withdraw, where I actually go up to them and I'm like, I apologize, like with total pure humility, I apologize if I've hurt you, and please let me know what I can do for you. Basically working towards making them happy, actively working towards making them happy. And to get to that place, basically, to get to that place of just pure unconditional love. So the deepening is not that I've gotten there. The deepening is that I've set this goal for myself. So that is accessible. And so, yeah, so goal setting, basically, don't have goals that, like, have goals that are completely inaccessible to you right now. And you want whatever goals that you have, that, I mean, it's fine. It's good. It's necessary to have goals that are just so stretchy that they are completely inaccessible. And then the next step is to have a next step goal, which is stretching you, but which is accessible to you, which you can see happening. Okay, I have spoken a lot today. Hopefully this helped. Okay, this is my attempt to sign off in a more spiritually conscious way. So wish you a day filled with love from God and love for God. Radhe Radhe.